Greetings everyone, Joseph James here from SchoolTrade.com. Today was February 24th, 2010. Here's your live trade room recap. Now the easy days, right, the high volume, trending environments, right, those are going to be the easy days to make money. We're going to let those winners run, right? Yesterday was a great example of it. Nice easy day, lots of trade patterns, lots of volume, lots of movement, and we got +4, +8, +15 trades, right? Let those winners run. Now on a challenging day, like we saw today, we knew today was going to be a challenging day. So we knew we had to be aggressive with our defense, tighten up those stops, be very aggressive, right? If we see things going against us, get out of that trade and be smart about it, right? If we're seeing things slow down, it makes no sense to wait for things to pick back up. Get out of the trade unscathed, take your profit, lock it up, and move on to the next trade. Guys, also, we only need a couple minutes every day to make our money, right? We'll sit here and we'll wait for 4 hours, and on a good day, right, we'll see trading all 4 hours. But on a challenging day today, we may wait for 4 hours and only trade for 10 minutes or 20 minutes or 30 minutes. Guys, we have to know when, or we have to know how to have consistency, and that consistency, right, every day is going to bring confidence to wait for those periods of time. So if you come out every single day with consistency, that will bring confidence in your abilities to say, you know what, I know we're going to see this 10, 15, or 20 minutes here where I'm going to be able to make my money today. I've just got to have the confidence to wait for that time to show up. And last but not least, we also learned to know what to look for your confirmation for your entries. And we'll show you guys how that ended up on Crude here, the last trade of the day. We had a wonderful trade on Crude last trade of the day this morning where everybody got involved, and we'll show you guys more about that. So make sure you prepare for the easy days and the hard days. Today was a challenging day. We knew how to react to it though. Tighten up those stops, be aggressive with our defense, and we literally got that. We got that started here, guys, the first of the day here on gold. Now, on the first of the day, short-term trend here was up. You're going to notice, guys, a bunch of little scratch trades here today. We saw a lot of this. We saw a lot of activity where things got moving. They qualified the trade, but then once we got into the trade, nothing happened, right? Or it reversed against us. So short-term trend here is up. I can tell that my trend is up by looking at my slope, my trigger line here. You'll notice we have a break above this high here, but we didn't have 6 ticks for the breaker pattern long. So we look for the 2-step short coming down around that, below that swing low there. 938 on the gold, guys. Another example of a choppy environment here. You can see it gets very choppy right here. It got us into the trade at 97.7. Then if you follow me down here, right, what happened was that momentum then began to curl back up. We saw momentum curl. We move our stop from 6 ticks up down to our point of entry, and it took us out for a scratch trade at 97.7. So in at 97.7, out at 97.7, and nothing in, nothing out on the first trade on gold. Now we're going to see a couple of these today because, again, like I said, we expected to see a challenging day. We were aggressive with entries, therefore we had to be aggressive with our exits as well. Next up on gold, 953, a breaker pattern long. Short-term trend is up. Now breaker patterns are really easy, right? Follow the trend. We break above this overhead level of resistance here at 1100 even. We make up our swing low, swing high here, break above that swing high. What happened here was at 953 on the gold breaker pattern long, we got in here around, well, try to get in around 1101. What happened, though, was you can see it jumped up here, got me filled at 2.3. Real bad fill. Again, this happens on challenging days like this where it gets very illiquid, then all of a sudden, bam, tons of volume hits the market, lots of slippage, but we got our +4 out of it, +8 ticks or 80 USD for the second trade of the day. First trade for a winner here this morning. So one scratch and one very small winner here on both gold. Now let's go to the euro at 1038. At 1038, we got a breaker pattern long again. This breaker pattern long, 35.80. Now, short-term trend is up. Slope of my trigger line pointed up. We break above the 35.75, right? This red line here, automatically placed on my charts. We mark up our swing high here, break above my swing high. 35.80 was the fill. We got our +4 target filled. We're stopped to entry +1 to lock out all the risk at 12.50 per tick. We made 10 ticks or 125 USD on this third trade of the day here on the euro. So 2 breakers and 1 2-step here. This was the first time we made some money today, though, here on the euro at 1038. So we made a little bit of money on gold, a little more money here on the euro, and we're back to the gold now, 1048. Final trade on gold here was a 2-step, or sorry, excuse me, a breaker pattern long here. We've got the short-term trend is up. We can tell that by looking at the slope of that trigger line there. We break above resistance here, 1103 half. We mark up our swing high, break above that swing high, and once again, guys, what do we see? We saw a very choppy price action here. This choppy price action results in us wanting to be very aggressive with our defense. 4.2 was the fill. If you follow me down, guys, follow me down here, you'll see what happened was momentum began to curl and point back down here. With momentum pointing down, stop move to entry, and a scratch trade there on the gold. So in at 4.2, out at 4.2, and you can see we made the right decision here because it came quickly and crashed right back down. Would have stopped us out if we wouldn't have known what we're looking for, right? Aggressive with our entries, we got to be aggressive with our defense, which means exit early. We see momentum curl against us. We don't want to wait around and see if this thing's going to keep going for us. We get out of that trade early. Now back to crude here. We'll finish up the last two trades on crude. One here at 10.51, the last one 11.13. Now this is a great example, guys, here. Notice on this crude chart, we have this very sideways range here, right, on my slow time frame. This is my slower time frame chart on the left. Now with this very slow, choppy sideways range here, we noticed right away that we had the highs. We're getting close to the highs here, right, trying to break above these highs. Now what happens all the time is when we have these very broad sideways ranges like this, the rookies in the market will try to buy these highs, right? They'll think if it breaks 1 or 2 ticks above that high, it's bound to go 100 or 2 ticks above that high. So what happens is the rookies jump in early, which causes the rest of us to think that maybe this thing's going to break to the upside, but it usually doesn't work out as planned. So what happens is we look for the break below here, right, looking for a two-step now. So rather than trading with the break here, you'll notice this blue line up top here in the fast time frame. That's the same blue line as we saw over here in the slower time frame. So as we came up, short-term trend was up. We had the high of day to worry about. We also had that blue line to worry about. Now, I was talking about, I don't want to be a buyer here. I want to be a seller, right? High of day and that what appears to be multi-day high, right? That blue line. So I'm not looking to break through this, right? That's not the high percentage trade. The high percentage trade is look for the swing low and take the reversal off of it, right? Trade the reaction to that move. At 10.51 on the crude, we did just that. 53 was the fill for the two-step short. But what happened once again, guys, we got into the trade. Lots of volume comes in, lots of sellers. We take the trade according to our rules, and then what happens? Nothing. It just sits there. After 5 seconds, called the 5-second rule, we count down. After 5, stop gets moved to entry. And of course, we got scratched out here at 53s. In at 53s, out at 53s here. Now, the key here, though, is I wanted you guys to see the correct approach here was not to be too aggressive trying to buy those highs, right? At those major sideways ranges, at those extremes, be careful because it's going to get very sloppy and choppy around there. I will tend to wait for price to break out of it or wait for price to bounce off of it and then trade the reaction, right? Don't try to be the first person to buy there, right? I have no problem buying the pullback. All right, last up here on crude. Now, this is a really great trade here on crude. We finished up our morning on a really high note because we were waiting for obviously the high percentage patterns. It had been a challenging day, and we were looking for another trade, of course, to finish up our morning before we did members training. We had the short-term trend was up. Of course, here we have the high of day here, right? High of day, previous day's open is this dotted orange line here. So we got lots of overhead resistance. So with this overhead resistance at the high of day, we're always looking for what? Yeah, that two-step pattern short. So we break below the swing low here. Now the problem was we had 2 entries here. You can see that, right? 1, 2 swing lows. Now the first potential entry, I'm so proud of my members today because they knew exactly what they're looking for. Momentum was pointed up on that, and we had strong sellers. So we had conflicting signals. We had to wait for the second entry, right? That was when we had momentum pointing down and those big, strong sellers coming in. And of course, in this case, guys, 89 was the fill. We took +4, +4, +4. First target +4. Second target got filled out manually +4. And then we trail our stop for +4, which totaled 16 ticks or 160 USD on the crude. The big key here was, though, guys, we waited for the right entry. Very, very proud of you guys. You took this trade the correct way this morning. The first move was unqualifiable. The second move was picture perfect, and you guys made the money yourselves. Congratulations, guys. 16 ticks or 160 bucks. As you can see, total them all up, guys. 34 ticks in the day, 365 bucks. Challenging day. Very proud of us, though, how we handled today, though, guys. Very proud of how you guys handled it. Good work. Let's prep for tomorrow. Tomorrow's a Thursday, so of course we have 8:30 jobless claims, 9 o'clock Ben Bernanke speaks, 10 o'clock home price index, 10:30 nat gas, and tomorrow 11:30 Eastern time, another one of our free webinars in our live trade room. Don't want to miss that. We will open up the trade room tomorrow morning, 7:45 Eastern time. We'll do free webinars on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so be here tomorrow for webinar 11:30. The beginner's course is available to all of our trial members, guys. Our setups and entry rules are covered in the beginner's course, so take a look at that. And if you want more information on sales or lifetime membership, drop us an email, sales@schooloftrade.com. Once again, guys, my name is Joseph James. Hope the video helps. Great job today in the room. We'll see you guys tomorrow for Thursday. Don't miss a tick.